So came up with a Sharash Ibar, and you guys, I'm still struggling. Been so long learning things one way, and Shamaria gave us revelation with sources to confirm it that the I is really a short A sound, so it's Abar, Sharash Abar. So I redid our templates, trying to get everything updated. So this is our new template or display for Sharash Ibar, and you see that image I made. Hopefully, shortly, I'm gonna make some garments with Judah makes Gentiles take. Judah makes Gentiles take. This culture, this language is ours, is very important. And even today, as we continue oaths and covenants, you're going to see why it's important. So, where am I at here? Okay. This right here, the website is cited below. I visited the site yesterday, so the site is still active. Those who've been around the old school or the old heads now in the community know about this site. I shared this site years ago, and this site, they're calling the stick figures Paleo Hebrew. And remember, I said last week, it all depends on the teacher or the community that you're fellowshipping with. I don't call this paleo, I call it the stick figures. But this website is there. You can visit it. It has all the 66 books of the Masoretic or KJV. It doesn't have the Apocrypha on the site, but it has 3 different translations. It has the English, it has the what you call here, what they're calling paleo, and then they have the transliteration, trying to sound out the words. The only challenge here is you don't know when they're using the vowels. So as you try to translate these stick figures back into English, you would it's kind of challenging because they've taken some of our glyphs and made them vowels. So that's the hard part, and you'll know, like, those who are more seasoned, you'll catch it quicker than those who are still learning. But this is a great way to challenge yourself to learn the language of our ancestors. And this is the prime example how they took our language, and it's because they couldn't understand our ancestors' way of doing things. They made up a new word. They made up a new word called Hebrew. And I always say there's no such thing as a Hebrew. And the word of interest is right there with the red arrow. And what you see there, this is Genesis chapter 14, verse 13. And Genesis 14 and 13 is when the enemies, the Hamites, the Hamite kings, took Abraham's nephew Lot. And this is the verse where it says they went and told Abram the Hebrew. Abram the Hebrew. So the word of interest there is where the red arrow is. I'm going to show you how they came up with a new word and called us Hebrews. So what you're looking at, starting from the right side of the screen, the character that looks like the old Afro pic, for those of us who are more seasoned, a little up there in years, that is the H. That is the H or the Ha. And that Ha is acting as a prefix. So when we put Ha in front of our words, it's a prefix, and the prefix means the. So a lot of times if you see Ha at the beginning of the word, you have to decipher is if that Ha is being used as a prefix or is part of the root of the word. And in this instance, the Ha is not part of the word. It's a prefix. It's a prefix, okay? So you got the Ha, then you have what we call the I, and then you have the Ba for the house, and then you have the head of a man, the Ra, and then that last glyph there is a suffix, but it's our Yah. It's our Yah. It's a suffix, and you add that arm of a man, you add it to the end of a word when you're referring to a male pronoun. So this word here is a compound word, but since the Gentiles didn't understand our way of life, they just ran everything together and made a new word called Hebrew. But it's not saying Abram the Hebrew. It's saying Abram Ibaryam. Ibaryam. That's what our ancestors was labeling him. He's the Ibaryam, the descendants of I want to say Ibar, the descendants of he is the descendant of Ibar. Ibar. The text changed his name to Eber. We don't have an E. We don't have an E in it. So his name was Ibar. This is Abram Ibaryam. And you can see there at the bottom, that's where the pagans got the letter H from. And they use our I, the glyph of the I, they use it for an E most of the times. Sometimes because they don't know our language, they use the I as an O or E, even sometimes as an I, as an English I. So that's how they came up with a new word and called us Hebrews. They're running the H, E. The Ba is the English B. The Ra is the English R. And you can already see that spelling Hebrew. The last glyph, sometimes the pagans turn that into a Y or an I. So that's why it's very powerful coming back to the culture. These pagans don't know who we are. They don't understand our way of life. But that's how they came up with a new word. And last week I joked about how about 10 years ago, maybe they came up with this new thing called Ebonics and saying how, black people just make up words. And I just pointed out how they make up words because there's no such thing as a Hebrew. If you told Moses, you told any of the ancients, yeah, I'm a Hebrew, they won't even understand what you're saying. We are the Ibaryam. That's what we really are. We're the descendants of Ibar. He is the descendant of Shem. So what they should have translated instead of saying Abram the Hebrew, they should have said Abram the Ibaryam, the Ibaryam, the descendants of Ibar. Ibar is his name. That's who we really are. We're not Hebrews. Hebrews are made up construct of the pagans. Any questions about that history? Any comments or questions about that history? All right, so I got this word came up with, and it's a very powerful word. Now on my screen, I hope it's showing right for y'all. Is it showing backwards? Because listen, it's just me.
It's showing right up.
All right, the water. I'm gonna pull up this powerful fire track by Yashar. Then I'm going to share this word. Very common in our culture. It's going to be an easy word. It's just another example how coming back to our roots, it matters and it really is powerful. Man, that's a hot one too. Yeah. All right, take a few seconds with this one. This is our word for altar.
and then we believe you. We really want to go home, please deliver us. We really want to go home. We love you, submitting to your will, yeah, we trust you. May your name be praised, all of your days, no one above you. Aman, thank you, Father, yeah, need you always come through. Thank you, yeah, all praise, let's get it done, yeah, you coming soon. What other nation wants the dirt with no king? So greed till you see Messiah, I will cry, I will bleed. We tried everything to get wiped down. Baby wipes, it's a different type of night when you hear crying screams. Wild power go, he waiting for us in the sky. Wild power go, he waiting for us almost time. Where the hours go, they flying by, they flying by. Where Messiah go, he coming back, he will arrive. What other nation wants the dirt with no king? So greed till you see Messiah, I will cry, I will bleed. We tried everything to get wiped down. Baby wipes, it's a different type of night when you hear crying screams. Wild power go, he waiting for us in the sky. Wild power go, he waiting for us almost time. Where the hours go, they flying by, they flying by. Where Messiah go, he coming back, he will arrive. Sunday best, I was stripped out.
Right, all praises. Anybody want to share their translation for the pagan word altar?
Is it Mazabach or Mazabach?
Khan, that's what I got. Mazabach or Mazabach. We're not sure, Mashapach, that last glyph, if it seems like it's redundant for us to have two different glyphs making the same sound. Even I checked the transliteration, and it's crazy because the transliteration just pronounced it as Mazabach. So if you say Mazabach or Mazabach, we're not sure yet. I'm going to be honest with you all the time. I'm not trying to make up things or impress people like I know something. I'm going to be honest. We're not sure that last glyph, if it's the CH as in church or the hard K sound again, because we already have the palm of the hand making the hard K sound. So I really believe those fish people, the German fish people, I believe they turned the CH into the hard K sound because that's their native language. I think that's their practice. So that last glyph is the 10th wall. It very well could be the CH as in church. But again, I've learned over the years, when I first started learning, I learned it as a hard K sound. So it's hard for me to, make corrections, but I'm trying to make the corrections the best as I can. So whether you say Mazabach or Mazabach, we don't know yet. We do the best we can. But this is our word for altar, and we say Mazabach. I put the ma in red because the ma in this word is not part of the root. The ma is acting as a prefix. So that's why I put it in red to try to help you out. And this is one of those words where once you know the culture, it's kind of easy to see. And, I know we have different levels inside the group. So please, no one feel pressured if you don't understand. Just take your time. We're all being restored. I guess I'm moving too much. We're all being restored to our roots, our culture. But you have to think like an Israelite. You have to think like a Shemitic person. And the easiest way to process this word, think about what's being done on the altar. Because the holies of holies inside the temple or inside the tabernacle, inside the tent, that was only for the sons of Aaron to sacrifice on that altar. But anyone can build the altar to the Most High. Anybody, if you were out in the woods and he did something for you, you can build the altar for the Most High to sacrifice on that altar. So when you think about the altar in a Shemitic sense, there's a on the surface there's a physical act being performed, but then underneath the surface there's a spiritual thing going on as well. So that's what helps me process these words. I don't know every Hebrew word. Like a lot of times when I choose a word to break down, I'm troubleshooting the process just like I'm teaching you all to think Shemitically. What's actually happening on that altar? What function is being performed on that altar? And that'll help you process these glyphs. So The first glyph again in red, that's the picture of the ocean wave, and that gives us our ma sound. That gives us the ma sound. The second glyph you see there, that's a picture of an anvil, and I know none of us grew up in the old school, but an anvil is what a blacksmith beats steel. Like it's a very very thick piece of steel, and he used that as his work table. So as he's pulling metals out of the fire, he'll put them on the anvil and hammer that metal. It's piping red hot. He hammers that metal into what he's trying to build. So that's what that second character is. It's the za sound, and it's the anvil. And then the third character is the ba. That's the tent floor plan. So that's just pretty much a old fashioned sketch, if you will, of a house, of a floor plan of a house. And then the last character is the tent wall, and that's the ka or cha sound. So again, if we run them all together, we say Mazabach or Mazabah or Mazabach. Anybody want to take a stab at why we would use these glyphs together for altar? And remember, think about what's being done on that altar.
I'm gonna go, but I will let other folks go first.
Connie, that's how I like it. Like I know you coming home with the home run.
Hey, Shalom, Master Pi. I'll take a shot at it. Is it blood and cutting in the house of set apartness?
You hot as a firecracker. Hot as a firecracker. That's all you got because you right on it.
Nah, I'm a stop there on praises.
Oh yeah, you hot as a firecracker. Anybody else? You got to be. We all learning together. So
I'm I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. I'm sorry.
okay, no worries, no worries. All right, Shamaria, I guess no one wants to go out. Oh, wait a minute. We got somebody.
So all I'm thinking is, like I said, just to take a stab at it. But the phrase that's coming to me is inside job. Inside the work is done the work is done inside the house. And so the phrase came to mind, just inside job.
I like that. I like that. I like that. That's powerful too. Because man, I'm gonna reserve my. That's powerful. That is powerful. I'm gonna reserve my comment. That is powerful. Inside job. I like that. Anybody else?
It's loud where I'm at. I'm at work. But looking at the word really quick, you said the word is altar. So of course the ma, you saying a prefix. So from the refining or cutting inside, that will separate you or set you apart, because we know that, just like you said, you can make an altar anywhere to the Most High, but we know that there are other nations that make multiple offerings and sacrifices and altars to different other gods. So when I think of this altar, for one, we know you got to use 12 stones that haven't been hewn by man to build it. So it's a set apart process that separates on the spiritual side to let the Most High know you're sacrificing to Him and nobody else. But I'll deal with that.
Khan, you even closer. Zamaria, you put your hand back up out.
Nah. Oh man, listen, y'all. You already starting off the day, man. Starting off hot, man. Y'all, you got me stirred up, man. Because I just had a conversation with someone on man, let me calm down, bro. I'm like, I ain't getting emotional in the sense I'm about to cry, but I'm just hyped up, man. So my heart is pumping and racing because I feel like this is a confirmation. And you can correct me if I'm wrong. But so I did a post a while ago, and it was a satire post in the sense of I was saying that I sold my soul to Yah, because we know in the world people are selling their soul for fame. And so a young lady, we had got into a conversation where she wanted more understanding, because she was like, well, you shouldn't play like that because you can't give nothing to Yah. You can't sell nothing to Yah. So in the conversation, we had went over into my DMs, because I don't get into the bickering, the back and forth on, necessarily in public. So I wanted to bring clarity, because, like everybody on this call knows, I saw, I was borderline in the industry. I didn't get into the house. I didn't even make it to the porch, but I was able to kind of look. Somebody opened the door and I could see what was going on. I could look
Right.
inside the window and see, like, okay, I need to go the other way. So I kind of know how it goes. And first of all, selling your soul is folklore. And it comes from the premise of somebody selling or giving their allegiance to Satan. You know what I'm saying? So, and we know that Satan, we know that his premise, he wants to be like the Most High. He wants to be worshipped for like the Most High. So, and he doesn't do anything that's new. There's nothing new under the sun. So the premise, he just took that phrase and coined it. But the premise of giving something to Yah or offering a sacrifice is what I was saying. Like, so I explained that to her. I was like, well, so what I'm saying when say I sold my soul, I offer my mind, body, and soul to the Most High as an offering, as a living sacrifice. So I just finished having this conversation. I don't know if that's where this word is going, but you know what I'm saying? That this is just like, it's crazy that I just got off of social media talking about this with a young lady. So this is just I'm interested to see where this word is going.
All praises. I would understand if I saw you post that. I definitely would understand, and I would agree. Like I sold my soul. I sold my soul to the Most High. Like, I would say that too. But I guess, well, again, we have different understandings. So I understand why she may be someone outside our community may be jarred by that. But I definitely understand that sentiment. Um, Anybody else before we turn it over to Ya'ala said, see the fate. Oh, I'm sorry. That's about his post. Um, Anybody else before Shamaria come up?
Salaki, I just wanted to add that, doesn't it say in the text somewhere that we have been bought with a price?
Khan. Khan. We've been bought with a price. And I guess because of that Christian mindset, they're gonna put it on like, Christ paid the price. But again, in our community, we understand, like, I wouldn't be offended by even saying that or seeing a brother post that. I wouldn't be offended. I would agree that, we sold our souls to the Most High. And the price was Messiah's blood. The price was Messiah's blood. But yeah, I definitely agree with Ox sentiment with that one. But yeah, we're cooking with fish grease. Nariah started us off. Yashar, everybody is spot on with this word altar. Why the ancestors would use these glyphs. Shamaria, you want to take it away?
And I was gonna say that too. I feel like um since obviously we all coming back to the culture and language, it's not easy to, fully get the meanings and understandings as we grow and learn. But I feel like we all close regardless, because I don't think just be getting to have the right answer like that. I really go through the troubleshooting process myself. And like Ak was saying, our characters are functional. So a lot of times, if you could try your best to figure out, like knowing the word ahead of time definitely helps. But the function of what is going on, then that can also help. But this one, I was just going through my normal process of, like, I'll write the word, what I think the word is, then I separate each character, then I start saying this character means this, and I feel like it just was dropped right into me of what I was seeing. And so I put the blood is cut and pressed out from the inside and separated unto the Most High. And that's the process of a sacrifice on the altar. You cut, then the blood comes out, it's pressed out from the inside, and then it's the sacrifice is separated unto the Most High. So that's how I came up with that.
All praises. That is definitely spot on as well. It's a beautiful thing coming back to the culture. It's really not hard. Everybody from Yashar, Nariah, Samaria, everyone's spot on. Anybody else has something else now? He said that or see anything else? All right, I did it the same way. Again, I haven't mastered our culture. Like, I don't think we're going to be mastering this until the son comes and teaches us again. So I have to troubleshoot, sit down, draw these characters out, and like, Father, why, why did the ancestors use these glyphs? So the first one, again, like I said, the red ma is a prefix. The root is Zabah, or Sabach is a root. And again, I always encourage you guys to go ahead and double check the lexicons, but it's our word the pagans going to use for altar sacrificing, especially in a spiritual manner. So zabah or zabach is the root word, and mazabach is a compound. The ma is a prefix, and it could be from or flowing. So in my context, I use as because the ocean waves, the current constantly comes back in and out. It's a flow or repetition. It's a flow or repetition, or something we do all the time. And this is when Zamaria's comment just was right on with my thinking. It's a repetition, and we're all the time trying to cut our flesh. We're trying to destroy this flesh. We're trying to destroy this flesh to be connected to the Father. So on the surface, the first level, an animal is being offered. So as all you were saying or insinuating, the animal is cut on the altar. The blood runs from the animal, and because the blood or the animal's temple, again, the animal body is his temple or his house. The animal's house is cut and the blood flows, but now that blood flowing, it protects us. The tent wall for protection. So in our Shemitic sense, we are on one level, the animal is being cut or destroyed. His house, his temple is being destroyed to protect us. Now, on the next level, the spiritual level, we're constantly, like the sisters were saying, they're coming off their fast. I think she said tonight or tomorrow. They have been destroying their flesh. They've been offering their flesh, trying to destroy their flesh to be covered by Yah, to be protected by Yah. That's the Shemitic context, and everybody was spot on. Not one person was off. I just like how Zamaria said it's an inside job, because what the sisters been going through, what we go through when we fast, we're like, it's an inside. I'm trying to clean myself up on the inside. So when I said that, I was like, wow, this is just a beautiful thing. I'm excited. Let me calm down. You sure you got your hand up, Op?
Con, I wanted to ask something. So all praises. I just, prayed about the cha and the ka, and something came to mind. And I do want to see what, the family thinks about this. But it's so, like, with the shin, isn't it I could be wrong, but isn't it a line and it's two blocks, or just one block that symbolize like a tooth?
Yeah, the shy is a two front teeth.
Is it possible for the chet that it is a top lip, two teeth, and a bottom lip, kind of for the cha sound, and also like when we chew our food, we're closing our mouth and keep the food inside, separated from what's going on outside? Is that a possibility?
I'm not sure. I would have to, if somebody can let's look up the word for wall, or the word for because that's my understanding, that's the glyph of a tent wall. So if somebody can look up the Hebrew word for wall, and then let's see what it begins with, and then that'll give us a little bit more meat to see if that's so or not. The tent wall, the word for wall, does it begin with a ch or the English K? The tent wall. And why somebody is doing that. But you guys see how, just coming back to the culture, everyone was spot on. The blood animal being destroyed, inside we're being destroyed to be connected to the Most High or to be protected. Everybody was all in the same ballpark. And that's the beautiful thing about, you don't need no 4-year degree. You don't need nobody pushing your head back to my let it go and run around the church. This is just come back to the culture. The Most High is a simple power. He's a simple father for us. Why would he make something so hard that we need 5 or 6 years of education? Especially when he told us, teach this to your sons, meaning to your babies. Why would he make something so complicated? He made it so simple that babies, children, adolescents can rehearse these things and understand. YAHAWAH first, and then somebody else popped up. YAHAWAH hands was first, and then Zamaria.
Yeah, on the Strong lexicon it says CH cho.
So the wall, the word for wall is cho.
Yeah, cho. That's what it's.
Spell it for me out.
CHOMAH.
Chama. Okay. Chama. Okay, appreciate that. The water out. The water. Zamaria, you had something out? Zamaria, you got it out.
Con, I was looking in the BLB for the word wall. And I don't know if this is, like I said, I guess this is gonna be a learning moment for me. It's something that popped up called and I don't know if I should hit the etymology to see what it is, but the word that came up for wall from Genesis 49 was the word, it looks like SOR.
SOR. Shore.
Yeah, that could be, yeah, SOR. It has the little
Look in the
I'm not
comments, out.
Look in the comments.
look in the comments.
Oh, Shawar. Shawar. I
Okay,
see it.
okay, con. Okay,
Shawar.
con. I thought it meant something because some of the definitions got something to do with making sacrifices.
Shawar. So we have two different words for wall. Chama or Shawar. Shawar. I would say again, we don't know if you're going to pronounce the ch as cha as in church, or continue to use the hard K. We don't know. We just don't know, and that's being honest. We do the best we can. And I don't think, because our word for as your sharp was saying, could it be like two front, what he said, upper lip and a lower lip or something like that? I know our word for mouth is pa. Our word for mouth begins with the pa sound, or the English p. So I would say I say that it is a tent wall, and go with chama as one word. But this is the word I was struggling coming up with a word as I was redoing the template. And I said, you know what? I've been using the same templates, and I had some time off from work. I said, let me redo things. And I said, I'm going to use the green because, green represents, life. Everything comes back to life as the vegetation turns green. And that's what we're doing with Sharash Ibar. We're coming, Sharash Ibar, we're coming back to life. We're coming back to our culture, which is our life. So I said, let me change things up and, get some new things and stop saying Ibar and say a bar, but it's a struggle. Like you said, we've been doing this for like we're pushing 10 years. So it's hard to change up, but I promise we're never going to not revisit or review or update things as we learn new revelation. Like I said, I'm never going to switch up on y'all. As we learn things and have to correct things, that's what we're going to do. So that's the word today. I thought it was a good word, another perfect example of our culture. An altar is very important in our society because that's, again, on the surface, we destroy that animal's flesh to be protected. But what the Most High really wants us to do is to destroy our flesh. Like Zamaria says, he wants us to do an inside job. He wants us to do an inside job. That animal, the animal he gave us the animals for food and companionship, for us pet lovers. Some people like cats, some people like dogs. So he never wanted us to destroy these animals. Like, these animals shouldn't have to die for us to fear him and to remind us of what we should have been going through. So he never wanted us to kill these animals. He wanted us to kill our flesh, do an inside job. And I know one thing inside the Christian culture is, come down to the altar. Who want to be saved? Who needs a healing? And it just dawned on me a few years ago. I'm like, it's just another proof that you guys don't understand our way of life. The altar is, first of all, the holies of holies is only for the Levites. So if you're not a Levite, you definitely wouldn't be sacrificing nothing on that altar. But an altar is where you destroy your flesh. It's like these preachers these Christian preachers just want to feel so powerful and like they're doing something. Come on down to the altar. Let me heal you. Let me touch you. It's like, you have no idea what our culture is about. But all praise to the great I am. That's our word today, Mazabach or Mazabach. Any closing comments before we move on to oaths and covenants?
I just want to give praise to the Most High, man, and let you know, this is definitely something that the Spirit is speaking through you. So just all praises for bringing this out, because me and Nariah were literally just talking about sacrificing, animals, and how I was like, man, that would be tough for me because, like, I might I might get attached to the animal, like, dang, you know what I'm saying? But it's like you had said it. You said the key thing, like, is where it's really supposed to be, us up there, you know what I'm saying, on the altar. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, yeah, man. So it's just you bringing that out, man. It's just it's just funny how you and I think we talked one time this week, but we didn't talk anything about this, and how me and Nariah were just having a full blown conversation about this and the altar and what sacrifices were for. So I just early on in the day, I'm gonna go ahead and get it out the way. This is my, all praise to the Most High for this, for whatever's coming out at this moment, man, because it's just a blessing and just confirmation to see that the Most High is speaking and he's walking with us, man. So all praises to the Most High.
All praises. I've definitely, I'm amazed all the time. I was telling my wife as I was redoing the template yesterday, I said, "But babe, you have a word you wanna learn, or I said, because I didn't have anything like this week in my studies. Nothing really popped up in my mind. So as I'm finishing the new template, I just started looking through the text, and I said, you know what? Let's learn altar, because that's very important. Sacrificing an animal is it became routine, and that's why the Father, we're here now. That's why the Most High had to send His Son, because our wicked ancestors just, okay, I give up Billy Goat and everything's gonna be okay, but you're inside. You're like Zamaria said, you didn't do an inside job. You just sent that poor animal off to the Levite, but you didn't change nothing inside you, and now you just storing up goats or sheep for your future sins. So all praise to the great I am. Nariah, you had something out?
Can I be heard clearly? I'm in kind of a bad spot.
Yes, sir. You're loud and clear.
Yeah, I just wanted to be a second witness to what Zamar was talking about. We were literally just talking about this yesterday, just to make it a little more lighthearted, because you look at, for a lot of people that know me, like Joyce is one of my main witnesses, her and Shamar, because I be sending them videos all the time. Whenever I have food that either gets old or, I just have too much, I'll throw it outside so the animals can eat it. And I call them the animal friends. So when you look at these sheep and goats or whatnot, they become like a member of your family when you take care of them. And then when you sin, finding out that you got to, cook them, sacrifice them. Excuse me. Give me 1 second, y'all.
I may have to adjust my. Why he doing that? Let me adjust my camera. This keeps.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, they're just like dogs, like, the goats and the sheep, or they're just like dogs and pets that you can get close to. So it's supposed to be something that makes you feel reluctant as far as to do wickedly against the Most High, because you don't want a member of your family or your loving pet that you took care of to die. And just like what we were saying, as far as like what me and Zamar were talking about, what it really should be us shedding our blood, instead of them. So it just made me think of circumcision. And, I don't know what that translates to in the Abar, but it says in the text a lot of times to circumcise the foreskin of your heart. So it just points right back to that inside job that you were talking about. But I'll yield with that.
Absolutely. You definitely grow fond of that sheep or goat because you've been feeding them. I know everybody's not an animal person, but as you feed them, you talk to them. You talk to them and, you play with them. So you mad. And then the Most High, he wants your best one. He don't want that one with a weak eye. He wants your favorite sheep, your favorite goat. For what you did for your sin, I need that one. I need that one. So yeah, it's a very intimate thing. And but like I think Zamaria said it best today. I love that phrase, inside job. The altar is where you do your inside work. Think about that animal that you lost, but if you really should work on your inside to destroy your own flesh, as the sister's been doing these past 20, 30 days. They said you're working on your inside, and it's a constant process. Uncle Shawal, Paul says, I renew my flesh daily. I renew my mind daily. It's a daily fight dealing with the battle of the mind, the battle of the flesh. So never feel, don't overwhelm yourself trying to just conquer all your demons in one day. You're gonna lose heart. You're gonna lose heart and give up. Just one thing at a time. Work on my saying kind words and work on positive thoughts. Let me work, do an inside job. Work on yourself. It's like we always say, or back in the day, our parents used to tell us, I don't know about y'all, but I don't know, like as you became a teenager, y'all remember like telling people to sniff your underarm because you're getting hair in your underarms. It look like, do I stink? So it's like, and your mom used to say, you should smell yourself before somebody else. You shouldn't have to ask somebody, do you stink? You should smell yourself before somebody else does. And that's what the altar is for, that self-examination, an inside job. All praise to the great I am. Y'all, you have something up? And then Shamaria, I seen Shamaria next.
Yeah. This might be a dumb question, but like, could the enemy like use your like animal or pet against you, to like annoy you or like make you try to curse at it or something like that?
What do you mean? I'm not sure if I follow you.
Like the spirit, like since Yahweh could like make a donkey talk, like for example. So I was just asking if Satan could like infiltrate an animal and like make it like annoy you or something like that. I don't know.
No, I don't think Satan has that power. Again, he's nowhere equivalent to the Most High, so I don't think he has that power to influence the Most High's creation. So I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no on that one.
Okay.
Shamar, you got your hand up out?
Khan, so you said too, this is the same word. This is the same word for sacrifice.
If you check the lexicon, it gives you synonyms for sacrifice, offering, and I just did the Blue Letter Bible, but there's other lexicons you can check, out there. There's all kind of, the Briggs, my man, I'm drawing a blank now, but yeah, it's sacrifice is one of the synonyms.
Yeah, so it says Zabach is sacrifice and Mazabach is the altar.
Right.
Okay, so yeah, that definitely gives it just depends on, I guess, how we're using it, but they both pretty much like related to each other.
Yeah, because like I use the ma as the repetition of offering, because also if you check the lexicon, it says to kill or destroy, like in the animal being killed. So Mazabach is the altar, the place where it's happening, or the repetition, or the flow. Like I think Yashar opened up the blood. Think about the blood flowing. So yeah, this is our word, family. And again, it's a beautiful thing, and it brings the text alive. These English, Greek, Latin, I don't care any of these wicked languages, you cannot get the true context of what the Father said. And you know, what's that saying? Close only counts in hand grenades. Hand grenades and horseshoes, you could be close. You know, we're coming to a day and time where we don't want to be close. I think that's what it means. I think that's what he said. We want to be spot on. And that's what this language does for us. It brings us back to our culture. It's a beautiful thing. I may be biased, but there's nobody like us. We are the greatest nation on the planet. I stand by that. All praise to the great I am. Any last comments or questions before we move on?
I put in the chat, reading it backwards, it sounds like separate from your flesh or from the inside and press towards the mark or the blood.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yep, I see it. Yes, sir. Separate or divide your flesh. Tear down your flesh. Yes, sir. All praises. All praises. This way of life is very simple, family. It's not. Why would the Most High give us something so complicated that we need 12 years of school for? Like, it makes no sense. Take a look at the stars. Take a look at the water. Everything in our life, our daily operation, just manifests the goodness of the Most High, and just it's a wonderful thing. Nobody can do this like our nation can. So I pray someone got some understanding. That's the word for the day, Mazabach, and it's the pagan say altar. I want to get back in.